facing the police every single day.
You know, at the end of the day, we messed up. Deputies messed up.
A Pinellas County woman was arrested, charged, and convicted for a crime she never committed. Now, a local sheriff admits deputies made a mistake. And this is 10 Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Carolina Lead. That woman is fighting to get her life back after she was wrongfully convicted. 10
Investigates Jennifer Tondes introduces us to her in a story you'll only see on 10 Tampa Bay.
Moments in life
I didn't do anything.
Can't be taken back.
I didn't do anything to be arrested.
A moment.
What you have is you. Oh my God, man.
Angela, who we are just calling by her first name to protect her identity, wishes she could forget.
I can't sleep at night.
These moments all began at a nightclub in Clearwater.
I was suggested it was a decent sports bar.
She was looking for a waitressing job, but quickly separate! The place wasn't for her.
Separate!
No! Stop! You can see her here in this body cam video. In fact, we'll get back to this part of the video in just a minute.
I walked back to use the bathroom. The girl burst the door open. The next thing I know, I'm being assaulted. I walk out of the bathroom and I notice that there was a commotion going on.
She says she wanted to leave after fighting with the girl who she says hit her with the door. She had blood on her shirt, so she changed clothes. And while she was looking for deputies in hopes she could press charges against the only person she said she fought with that night, moments later, this.
Stop resisting. I'm not going to stop. She assaulted me. She assaulted me.
Next thing I know, I'm being dogpiled by 8 deputies.
I'm asking for help. I'm not understanding why I'm being arrested. Oh, you assaulted a cop. I'm like, I didn't touch anybody. I hear somebody scream, tase her, and I peed myself. I was arrested for something I did not do.
Still, she was booked and charged with battery on a law enforcement officer. Moments after paying bail, she ran into the officer outside of the jail who claimed Angela had hit her.
I don't know how I ended up in cuffs and she didn't. She assaulted me.
Okay, well, you punched me in the face. That's how.
I did not punch you. Is it on your body cam?
Continuing to claim her innocence.
I told them over and over again I never touched her. I don't know why she would say that. I never touched her.
The sergeant stuck to her story.
At the time of the arrest, did you have any doubt in your mind that the person who struck you is the same person you identified in court as the defendant?
No.
Taking it to the stand where a jury convicted Angela.
When you hear the words guilty.
It was a kick in the chest.
A moment where Angela knew she had to fight back.
Something in my spirit told me to go file a complaint that night after court.
She filed what she thought was an IA complaint against the 2 deputies she believed lied about her case.
I showed them the police report and said, look, she lied. A lieutenant got a hold of me and I went in and I talked to him. And 28 days later, everything was vacated and overturned.
So the big question is, how did we get here? What were the things that stuck out to you after reviewing all the records and all of the video?
So we know that Angela was standing in the background of that video.
So let's start there. Let's start with the body cam video. Remember when we said video showed Angela standing by the bathroom? It's the same video where the deputy gets punched. If you hit pause and go through the video frame by frame, you see exactly where Angela was when she says the deputy was punched.
When you have a situation like this, just to make sure that you're not arresting the wrong person, you're not charging the wrong person, then you're not convicting the wrong person, and you have this video here that should have proved it.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we messed up. Deputies messed up.
We asked our questions in a one-on-one interview with Pinellas Sheriff Bob Gualtieri.
Did anybody review body camera that night before she was arrested, accused of hitting Sergeant Robinson, or afterwards?
My understanding is no, not that night. I mean, again, this is a big bar fight. She was arrested, but that night, I'm not aware of anybody that reviewed any body camera, but I wouldn't expect they would either.
There's no question that she's the one that struck me in the face.
Going forward, how do you make sure that this doesn't happen again? Do you guys review policies so that the wrong person isn't arrested, charged, convicted?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with our policies. I think the policies are fine. I think this was just an unfortunate, as they say, a series of issues, a series of calamities. The things just didn't go the right way. Thankfully, I can't think ever of a situation where something has happened like this.
When we asked for what you might think of as an internal affairs investigation, that's what Angela thought she was getting. The sheriff told us they did an internal review instead, something he said is more involved. But unlike an administrative investigation, there are no documents regarding a review.
We decided to look at it through that lens as opposed to doing it administratively, which we took it actually more seriously than you would take by just sending it to, quote, internal affairs and doing an administrative investigation. This was at a higher level. Do we need to put it in the criminal investigation lane, or do we need to put it in the administrative investigation lane? And the best way to do that is to dissect the body cam video.
They did, and realized then the mistake, a mistake the sheriff admits made it too far.
I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen that. That's why I say it's an unfortunate one-time situation. I wish that somewhere along the line that somebody had said, whoa, wait a minute, 1 and 1 doesn't make 2 here, something's wrong, that's not adding up. We own it and we're willing to make it right. And not every time somebody makes a mistake does somebody need to be disciplined for it. There's nothing else to do in this other than to tell everybody and remind everybody is take a breath, slow down, let's try and be careful and more careful, and let's make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. She made a mistake.
A mistake.
I would have never struck you.
Angela says.
Just disrupted it in such a horrible way.
Stop resisting. Is a moment she'll never get back.
I still have nightmares about that night.
According to the nonprofit Equal Justice Initiative, thousands of people have been wrongfully convicted across the country. One of the leading causes of wrongful convictions is mistaken eyewitness identifications. While the sheriff says no change in policy is needed, Angela believes there needs to be a mandatory policy that deputies review body cam after an arrest like this. We also reached out to the state attorney's office, but the attorney on this case no longer works there. Jennifer Titus, 10 Investigates.